welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today we are working on Scraplift Crafternoon. We are scraplifting a design team member from Lottie Loves Paper. I believe her name is Essie. She created this beautiful mixed media layout with paintbrush strokes as her background and some stamping and splatters and Nuvo drops, etc., on it. And I am going to try to recreate that using my September counterfeit kit and some Shimmers paints. I am probably going to have to pull in my watercolors because I don't have enough colors, but I'm first going to try to mix these two and maybe come up with a purple. We'll see how that goes. If it doesn't work, then I will pull out my other paints and use those. I have my photos. This is of my beautiful granddaughter, and this photo is of my granddaughter with her mama. Looks like they're taking a walk. I pulled some stamps. These are from Tim Holtz. I've never used them. These are from Prima, and I'm going to use it for this leafy branch here. And then I pulled out ephemera and bits from my September kit. I'm going to be going with this word. This set of titles is from Hip Kit Club's Delightful Collection. I do not remember what month that kit was, but most of their really old kits are out of stock at any rate. I pulled some of the Viking ephemera bits. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, I wanted to mention right off the bat, as I put her layout up here in the corner for you, I am actually going to matte my background with this beautiful purple paper that is in my kit. I'm sorry guys, I am a paper person and I included lots of paper in my September kit, so I want to use it. I will gut it so that I have the middle piece to use, but this is my goal. So let's pause this video and get. So I'm gonna first make my background. Now, because I know that I'm going to be trimming this is gonna be off-centered a little bit because I will trim it down off camera before I adhere it to that purple sheet of cardstock or paper that I gutted. So first off, I'm gonna try to make this purple, and I'm pretty sure that I might have ruined that hot stuff piece, the hot pink, because when I was finished it was purple on top. Maybe I can clean it out. Not real worried about it, but anyway, I am getting a beautiful purple here and making a humongous mess all over my hands with the paint. And you know what? For me, that's just part of the fun with mixed media. So I'm going to go ahead and start making my brush strokes with my paintbrush. So I'm always surprised when I open some of these shimmers and they're liquidy and not watercolor solid like the rest of them. And this was one of those. Kind of just surprised me. I added some more water to it so that I could paint with it a little bit better. Believe the green one is also liquidy. The only solid ones were the two that I used to make the purple. So just like the original creator did on her layout, I'm just alternating these colors, the three colors, until I get my background full of paintbrush strokes. And really love how that purple turned out. It matches my pattern paper really well, and that makes me super happy because it was just a guess on how much of each color to use to blend to make the color that I needed. So I am going to use my paintbrush to make some splatters on each color that I used as brush strokes as well. Some of the splatters are more clear than others, and that's okay because I know that a lot of my actual photo and embellishments are going to cover up quite a bit of this background. So I didn't mention in the intro that I am also creating this layout for Scrap Timber. Scrap Timber's prompt today is multi-photos. The original layout only had one photo, and I will be using 3 photos. So the next step, after letting my background dry just a little bit, it is still a little damp when I start the stamping process, is I chose 3 colors of distress inks that closely matched the inks that I used to put the brush strokes onto my layout. The green is crushed olive and the teal is peacock feathers. I don't remember which purple that is, but it does match very well. And so I used one of the Tim Holtz, basically it looks like another paint smear to me, to just kind of layer up. Now again, as I mentioned, I'm using more photos, and so I'm trying to be strategic about where I stamp on this background because I know that I'm going to be covering up a lot, and so I'm not putting my stamping in as many places as she did because I know that I'm going to cover up this background quite a bit. And so I'm just kind of alternating the different colors on each different line just to get a little bit of the extra stamping here. So this next stamp is a branch with leaves on it, and I think I mentioned it came from Prima. I don't know how old it is. It's something I bought on Peachy Cheap, and I have never used that set of stamps, so it's nice to open it up and get it used. And I'm gonna just kind of alternate which way I stamp them so they're not stamped the same way every time. So I'm ready to start building this layout. Now, as I mentioned, I'm also creating for Scrap Timber, and the prompt for today is multi-photos. I'm using 3 photos of my granddaughter with her mom. Looks like they're taking a walk. I'm going to start with the ephemera bits from Viken. There are many beautiful pieces in that ephemera pack, enough that I can actually layer up a great photo mat and still bring in all of the colors from my background as well. You will also notice that I'm pulling in navy on this layout, and I'm pulling that in from the actual photos themselves. I can tell you that I was super tickled to find these photos because my September kit is a lot of purples and teal and greens, and I was afraid I didn't have any photos to scrap with it, and I was afraid I was going to barely be able to get my challenge for a counterfeit kit completed this month. But as I was searching through my various folders in April 2018, I found I think 10 photos that I could use with this kit. So very, very happy scrapper right now because I've got a lot of pretty photos to play with and more to come this month. So as you can see, I am just loading up the little layers with different pieces of ephemera. I have tickets and receipt stubs, and I have a couple of phrases. I am adding journaling to my layout. That is a prerequisite for yours truly, and so I am adding journaling, and it'll be on that little tag that where I placed it on the bottom of that left photo. Now you just saw I used my powder tool to take the sticky off the back of that main title piece, and that is because I am planning on using some foam adhesive to make it level when I actually adhere it to my page. Now I'm tucking in the acetate pieces behind various places on my layout. I'm not going to use a whole lot of those because, like I said, I'm already covering up a big portion of my beautiful background, and I do want to leave some of it peeking through. I also added that phrase, the word together, on my larger title as well, so that the whole title will say fun together. I'm kind of wanting to add another butterfly to the layout, and I also want to get a couple of these hearts on here. These hearts were not actually in my September kit, but I like them, and the neutral color kind of make them pop a little bit, and it helps me to put some focus on my embellishment clusters. One of my last steps here is to go ahead and add some Nuvo drops to my layout. The original creator did that on hers, and so I'm just going to add a few Nuvo drops here and there. I have everything glued down. It still has to dry, so things are still moving. I added the Nuvo drops. Pretty happy with the way this turned out. I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel today to watch this video. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe. If you have any questions about anything that I did on this layout or any product that I might have used, just drop them in the comment box below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Make sure you check out that description box below for that playlist. Everybody who's participating this week will be on that playlist, and they will link themselves up, and hope that you enjoy watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Bye.